sister-in-law, my brother's wife, and said my other brother had died. So it's at that point, I mean, things changed a lot for me at that point. I basically, we went through all this stuff, came over to the US, did all that closeout with my brother who was in Atlanta. And then I went back again, and I was still at KPMG, the consulting thing. And really, at that point, I was going like, where you start to reflect. I started to reflect about, what impact am I going to make? What do I want to do? How do I? And it's over that year, I decided to kind of do something different, and I decided to join a small company, a startup company that was founded by a guy called Gary Hamel. But what was more interesting, or was the point of view underneath it that a bunch of people had come across to do, which is how do you unleash the potential of individuals in a large company to actually get and create value? How do you fundamentally unleash the potential of individuals? And for some reason that I felt, and by the way, I think you don't know where it's going. That's one of the things I've never known. I've taken the break I've got. You take the break, and you don't know where the next stage is going to take you. I've got my break in Asia now. I don't know where this is going to go. I have no idea where this is going to go. Well, you kind of shape it. So I took on a job at Strategos, and I basically started working with large companies. But at this point, the core thing that a bunch of us had, it was about 5 or 6 of us, was that we would not be paid off by the CEO to say what they wanted the board to hear. That was the core thing that attracted me at the beginning. It's also the core thing that attracted me to Best Buy, and why I left Strategos.
And so Brad Anderson, who's then the CEO.
Yeah, Brad Anderson is a very interesting guy. I grew up in retail, right? Very spiritual person. He fundamentally was he's a Lutheran Christian, very, very anchored around his faith, and his core first meeting